He was a lot better corner towards the end of the season. I feel like it's going to be a year 2 jump for him.
Your rushing game was 70th nationally, 7th in the Big
For
Ten.
the offseason stuff, it's done. It's dead. It's in the water. It's not coming back. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Football Heads, your favorite place for all things related to football, the real talk, the hot takes, and everything in between. I'm your host, T. Smith, and I'm joined by my co-host, JR and Chef Tone. JR, I'm going to start with you. What's going on, big dog?
Nothing much, man. Everything's smooth this way. Got our first little taste of preseason. I'm ready to get to it, man.
Sure did. Tone, what about you, man? How we feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Football is back. I can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Football is back, and you know what else is back? Me about to hand y'all a delicious ale because I'm going 5-0. I'm going 5-0, chat. They think I'm capping. Like, I'm about to go 5-0. You know what? They might get a few parts of this. It's a 3-part question. They might get 2 parts. I don't think they'll get the last part because I can't give them enough time. We got stuff to do, so I can't give them all day to think about it, and I can't let them use ChatGPT. All right, so here's today's trivia. NFL. Last time was Tigers with college. God bless y'all for not knowing. Because, bro, they was eating y'all alive for not getting Clemson. When I say they was eating y'all alive,
the most common one.
How you get Memphis?
Exactly.
How you get Memphis, but you didn't? Yeah, that was crazy. You got Memphis and Mizzou, but yeah. All right. So this one, we're gonna call this one the Bird Watch. All right. In the NFL, there are 5 teams with the bird as a mascot. 20 seconds between the two of y'all. Name all 5. Go.
Eagles, Falcons,
Cardinals, Ravens, Seahawks.
There we
Falcons.
There we go. He said Falcons. Boom. 5. 3-parter. Easy day. I'm glad you took the low-hanging fruit. That's what's up. 10 seconds. Of the 5 bird teams, what is the only team without a starting black QB?
In the history or this year?
Current.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks. Who's the starter?
Sam Darnold.
All right. Last one. I think I'm going to give y'all 25 seconds because this is a tough one. This is a little jiffy. Of the birds in the last 25 years, so from this most recent Super Bowl all the way back to 2000, how many birds have lost in the Super Bowl dating back 25 years? 25 seconds. Go.
Let's go.
Eagles,
Falcons lost 1.
Eagles lost 1.
Eagles lost 1. Seattle lost
1.
1 to the Patriots. Cardinals haven't been there. Baltimore got theirs against San Fran.
They won both.
Yeah, they won both. So we're going to go 3.
3.
Man, I am so sad. But one of the teams you said didn't make it, they did make it, and they lost.
Oh, my
The
God. The Cardinals
Cardinals
lost to the
against
Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
They lost to Tomlin.
Bro.
They lost to Tomlin. And
Kurt Warner.
there's 2 more because 2 of those teams you mentioned, they lost twice.
So Eagles lost twice.
That's one. Who's the other team that lost twice? In 2006 and 2015.
It was the Seahawks because the Seahawks lost to Pittsburgh right here in Detroit.
Pittsburgh and yep.
Yep, right here in D.
Yep.
That's right.
Eagles in 05, the Seahawks in 06, the Cardinals in 09, the Seahawks in 2015, the Falcons in 2017, and the Eagles again in 2023. Man,
crazy.
You would have had them, but when you said Cardinals and you was like, they didn't make, I was like,
yep, that's what
he
threw me, bro.
almost had it.
They did.
He almost had it
against Pittsburgh.
I forgot about that one, man.
Yep.
Cowards last year, Jerome, like, bro, you couldn't have mapped that up any better for Jerome Bettis to win at home.
Yep. Wasn't that the Harrison interception all the way back?
No, that was Tomlin. That was
Tomlin. Yeah,
that was 2009.
Yeah.
Was the one. That was the controversial one because somebody was standing in the box where they weren't supposed to be standing, and Fitzgerald could have hawked him, but because he had to push my man's out the way, Harrison took it the whole distance. That and that catch at the back end zone. I don't care what people say. Santonio Holmes, he goated for that catch. He only had 1 foot down.
Yep.
I didn't think he had 2.
He had 1 toe on top of the other, but I'm like, that's Jordan game 6 push off. You don't call it. You can't call it.
All-time great catches. Top 5 easily.
Especially
Top five
because of
easy.
especially because of Ben. Like Ben Roethlisberger don't get the credit he deserves. I know when it's all said and done, he's a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he got his dues for doing what he did as a rookie,
Yeah,
and then that
yeah,
second time, and then they went 3 times total, right? Because they lost to Aaron Rodgers. So he went to 3. He went 2 out of 3, right? I'm not tripping,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
3, and that man, I think, mate, y'all. Let's start here. Where would y'all rank the trio of Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, and AB if they don't get hurt? I'm labeling them as the best trio in history over Aikman, Irvin, and Emmett Smith. If they don't,
Nah.
if AB
You saying
doesn't
if
get
they don't get
smacked,
hurt?
if Vontez Burfict doesn't exist and AB doesn't get smacked, I truly would have seen that being arguably the best. I won't say arguably. I could see that of being the best trio in NFL history.
You
The
know me, I
best
can't.
trio.
Yeah, you know me, I can't do the shoulda, woulda, couldas. That I can't. For me, I know fans might be able to. I can't. I'm still in reality, so I can't even think about because then I still look at what that AFC looked like from 2000 to 2010. Like AFC was crazy. So I don't know, man, because you're still talking about getting past the Patriots in a prime in those years, man.
But the Pats never had a big 3. They just
I
kept
get it. They
recycling
didn't have a big
scrubs and made it
three,
work.
but my thing is, if I'm putting them in the top big three, I still got to see championships behind it, and I still don't see
That's
them
fair.
walking away with championships out of the AFC to put them above what the Cowboys were able to do during that window.
I think it's still a worthy discussion, though. I
No,
mean,
yeah, it is.
because of the greatness of like Calvin Johnson ain't got a ring, but people still putting him top 2. And for
Yeah.
some people, he's not 2. So how much weight do you feel that should hold? Like as opposed to realistically it not holding much weight, but how much weight do you think it should hold? Like making it to that final stage.
To me, if you're talking about all-time trios, and I'm stacking them against a trio that had the rings to show for it, that's what throws it for me, right? So that's why I'm like, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's
Man,
tough when I look at that.
now I get what you're saying there as far as the rings, but see where I look at it is in the 90s when Dallas was winning, they only had like one team to compete with. Like it was like the 49ers every year. But like I mean that trio talent wise, I can see where he's coming from as far as talent. Like
Yeah,
talent wise, they're better. Like if you go line by line, quarterback versus quarterback, running back versus running back, receiver versus receiver, the receiver versus receiver is close. Running back
yeah.
versus running back, you probably get a slight nod to Dallas, but quarterback is not close to
See,
me.
but that's what get me because then if I look at that, I still gotta go. I'm still going like a Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and Roger Craig, right? In that
Yeah.
same era
Okay.
for the 49ers, right? Then
Yeah.
I could also stack them against, if we're not talking about rings, I can also stack them against Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, and Edgerrin James.
Oh,
Like,
that's
like,
nice.
like, you know
That's
what I'm saying?
nice.
Like
Yeah.
that's why I say if I'm going trio wise, I look at that Colts team that is if I say the same thing about Pittsburgh, I can say the same thing about that Colts team and say, well, you know what? If that Colts team didn't have to get past the Patriots every year, where
Oh,
would I put
100%.
Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, and Edgerrin James as a top trio in the league, right? I would have them a little bit higher than a Roethlisberger, and that Pittsburgh squad. So for me,
I can see that.
if I'm going rankings, I'm going Montana, Rice, and Craig as my top trio, the 49ers. I'm going Aikman, Emmett, and Irvin at number 2. 3, I'm going Peyton, Marvin Harrison, Edgerrin James. And then right behind that, I may kick in that Pittsburgh team.
Here's what's crazy to that. The fact that they had to go through um the Patriots as often as they did.
Yep.
What gets to me is it wasn't just Peyton, Edgerrin James, and Marvin Harrison. Reggie Wayne is a wide receiver
Yeah, no,
1 on any
seriously.
other team.
Yeah.
That's
Dallas
crazy.
Clark
A wide
was
receiver 1.
essentially a wide receiver 1. I'm like, bro,
Yep.
that offense was too much
Yep.
firepower, and I never understood. I mean, obviously, I'm elated, But I'm
Yeah.
still like, I really don't understand how y'all didn't make it the more. Yeah, you made it and took out Chicago. Whoever was making it was taking out that Chicago team in '06. It
Yep.
was Derek, Devin Hester plus Scrubs. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
golly, like,
Yeah.
I don't know how I can look back in history and say that Tom Brady and the Patriots single-handedly kept you from making it all
Yep.
those years. That offense, I'm with you. That offense was sure
Yep.
firepower. All right, so let's just for fun, let's do y'all all time. Because
Okay.
you got your Michigan background, you got your Lions backgrounds. I know I got State and the Pats. I'm gonna lean Pats just for the sake of the conversation. Tone, I'm
Yep.
gonna start with you. Give
Hmm.
me your all time QB, RB1, wide receiver one from the Lions. All time.
All time. Okay. So I would go at QB. He didn't win nothing here, but I gotta go with Stafford. Is my all time. I don't really want to. I mean, you got Bobby Lane, but that was way before,
Mhm.
passing was a big thing. So I go Matthew Stafford at quarterback, Barry Sanders at running back, of course, and Calvin Johnson at receiver.
I like that. JR,
I
you
can
up.
see that.
Give me your all time for the Amazing Blue.
All time amazing blue. If I'm going wide receiver, if I'm starting quarterback, I know what everybody want me to say with Tom Brady, but I can't go Brady. I'm gonna go Tom Harmon.
Mm.
Tom Harmon
Okay.
quarterback. I'm gonna
Okay.
go Mike Hart for running back, and then give me this is gonna be the toss up, but I gotta go Anthony Carter at wide receiver.
Ooh.
I'm
See,
not mad
I
at
could have went
that.
Anthony Carter. I could have went Braylon Edwards, or
You
I
could
could
have
have
went
went David, or
Terrell.
I could have went David Terrell.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, I could have went Tom Harmon. I could have went Chad Henne just for the progressive seasons that he had. Of course, I could have went Harbaugh. I could have went. I could have went. Brady. I could have went Greasy, but I'm gonna go Tom Harmon. I'm gonna go Mike Hart, and I'm gonna go Anthony Carter.
First off, shout out to you for what you acknowledged about Brady, because that's another thing I'm not a fan of revisionist history. You know me. I tell the truth. I tell everybody that first championship
Let's.
was Vinatieri's championship. It was not Brady's. Do not give Brady the credit for playing abysmally against that St. Louis Rams team. That was the greatest show on turf, and Belichick shut them down. Not Brady. They
Yeah.
barely made it happen. Didn't even scrape 20 points. So I'm not going to give him credit for that. He still got 7 rings, but that
Yeah.
first one, I'm like, no, let's be objective here.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No,
Yeah.
thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Bledsoe could have went out there and did the exact same thing. Let's be real. But I'm grateful for what you said, because revisionist history has people thinking that people really adored Tom Brady at Michigan. And I'm like, I was there with my dad and my brother.
Bro,
They
Michigan fans
hated
didn't
that
want him as the
man.
starting
They wanted
quarterback.
Drew Henson until he signed that deal with who? The Yankees? That 7-figure
Bro,
deal with the Yankees. And I'm like, bro,
everybody
he was
wanted
getting
Henson.
booed.
They wanted Henson. So once Brady came out and played his tail off, absolutely got it. But let's not act like Tom Brady was an all-time great Michigan quarterback. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Like
no,
No, not
let's
yeah,
Michigan.
not do that. Let's
Not
not do that.
Michigan.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
NFL, yeah.
NFL, greatest.
yeah.
You give him the GOAT status. But
Mhm.
in college, I'm not gonna sit here and play the game
Thank
like,
you.
and I know in the chat I'm gonna get ate up for that Tom Harmon.
Fact.
I am. But if we're talking about if we're just talking about greats as it relates to what they were, Tom Harmon is a Heisman Trophy winner. Who's
Fact.
the other Michigan quarterback that's a Heisman Trophy winner? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah,
He was a
good
dual
point.
threat. He played halfback. He played defensive back. I know that's not the criteria for quarterback, but bro, he was a Heisman Trophy winner. So
Yeah.
do your research before you come at me in the chat. Do that.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Yeah, I'm for sure. Obviously, I'm going Brady. You only had one quarterback for 2 decades. So Brady is my my QB1. My RB1, I'm going James White. I'm going Sweet Feet. That's just
Whoa.
Wow.
no career fumbles, that
Whoa.
many career receptions, 4 all-purpose touchdowns in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, a 2-point conversion, the touchdown in overtime to win it, to seal the
Yeah.
28-3 comeback. James White to me is my RB1. And I know I'm a catch heat like you, because my favorite, I got my Stephen Ridley jersey. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about Stephen Ridley out of LSU. You just couldn't. I was a huge fan. You got him. You got Kevin Falk. You got LeGarrette Blunt. You got all of these other guys. Like
Sam
I get it.
Cunningham. I'm
I
surprised you ain't go
know.
Sam Cunningham.
I listen.
He got he got the franchise record
If
for rushing yards.
if James White doesn't have an entire career without a single fumble, you know we have fumbling issues, i.e., Ramondre Stevenson, Trey Henderson coming for that job. Fumble, putting the ball on the ground is a huge issue that we are struggling with right now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for James White, you know I would have went Curtis Martin. I would have went Curtis Martin faithfully because of that team with Drew Bledsoe, Curtis Martin, Terry
But I get it.
Glenn,
But
Willie
but
McGinnis,
Curtis
that
Martin only
Super
played
Bowl
what?
team.
He
was
played
there
what,
for a few
3-4
years.
seasons for y'all, I think.
Yeah, before he went to the Jets. Yeah, but he was with us for a couple seasons. Same
I'm
with Terry
shocked
Glenn.
you didn't. Okay, your fans about to eat you up for not going Sam Cunningham.
They will.
For
And I'm
not
cool
going
with
Sam
it.
Cunningham.
And I'm cool with it. And wide receiver one, obviously, I got to go Randy Moss. If not Randy Moss, I'm for sure taking Gronk as my wide receiver one. So those are interchangeable. But
I got
you.
Randy
I got to go
Moss.
Brady, Sweet Feet, and Randy Moss. It just is what it is. But yeah, man, obviously we having all this fun talking football because football is back, man. Both our teams got to play yesterday. Unfortunately, y'all game got cut extremely short. And I just respect the fact that they were sensitive enough to what happened and express the genuine concern to say, all right, you know what? We actually got to chill. Like I this is one thing that does piss me off about the NFLPA, and I'll let y'all chime in, but I get frustrated that they are doing their absolute best to not the NFLPA but the league, right? They are saying, look, y'all are upset at us for not taking CTE seriously, right? Unfortunately, the guy that went up to the headquarters and just started squeezing, like he was a guy that was like, I had concussions and I want my brain to be studied to find out what actually happened, what changes happened, what altered in my brain to make me psychologically and physiologically start going through these these differences, right? So it's like, okay, the league is putting their foot down and doing their darndest, or at least it seems, to cut back on the concussions and things like that. But then you got guys like Peppers that are wearing the bigger helmets, and you like, wait, why we got to wear those? Look, do you want them to protect the heads or not? I know people were frustrated when they were talking about bath salts, but the smelling salts.
Yeah.
And I know they said that it's not that it's banned. The team just can't be the ones providing them. They can't be issued by the league. You got to get them yourself. But they found the research study showed that they were using the salts to mask their concussions. So your brain like starts to stimulate itself, and all of the neurons and the neurotransmitters, all these things start firing off signals to your brain so that when you get a brain scan, it doesn't appear that you are concussed. So yesterday I had to tip my hat off to the whole league for stopping, like, yo, we cutting this right now. Not just because it's a preseason game, but we are cutting it right now. But up until that point, you know, aside from obviously QB play, what did you guys see or notice from the Lions?
I would say what I noticed from the Lions is we definitely need a backup quarterback. That's the only thing that I'm looking at far as a negative. Far as the positives, I really like Tesla. I really like him.
Yeah.
He's a hands catcher.
Oh my God.
He gets open. He's a big receiver. I think he's going to be definitely useful in the red zone and just any like possession receiver getting first downs when you need it. You know you can get it. You can throw him the ball and he's going to come down with it. So I liked him. Broderick Martin, he did. I seen a little bit from him, which before this game I had seen nothing. So that's a positive for me. But yeah, those would be like my three things I gathered from the game.
Yeah, for me, I'm going same thing. No backup quarterback, right? And I mean, again, that's one of those. It's one of those heavily criticized conversations that fans have against the league, against their team. Is, oh, we don't have a backup quarterback, and it's okay. Well, yeah, like we get it. Half the league doesn't have a good backup quarterback, but yes, you want to believe that your team has a serviceable guy in the event that your guy goes down, right? So I agree. We don't have a true backup quarterback. I believe that, right? But one of my biggest takeaways was we seen earlier in the week with Rakestraw going down, right? And it looks like another Brad Holmes move where Rocky Sin looks solid at corner. So for me, seeing the cornerback depth this year, seeing how many injuries we had to our secondary last year, I think that this is a solid. I think this was a solid showing for for some of those backup cornerbacks. Stewart too. Stewart was another guy that I took away, and I said, okay, corners, they looked solid. Our rookies looked good. Giovanni Manu had a very solid day. We've been waiting to see what he was going to look like on that offensive line. So for me, those are my takeaways. You look good with Giovanni Manu, which is I've been waiting to see him take that next step for our offensive line for depth. You know you're going to have injuries there, but to see some of those backup guys play very strong, can be very fluid across the offensive line, maybe kick inside the guard, play some tackle as well. So no, I think I have some positive takeaways from this last game. And yes, Isaac is looking every bit of that stretch wide receiver that you need. Yes, you have your speed with JMO. You have your route merchant, which is not a diss, Lions fans, in St. Brown. So and then you have Laporta able to eat up those yards. And then you still are going to see later on in the year your running backs, your double head sword coming out. So I mean, this is what I want to see. I'm still waiting to
what's
see,
good?
okay,
This is Chef
what
Tone
does
here
this
with Football
starting
Heads
offense look like
Podcast. I'm super excited
not
to
necessarily a
introduce my
new
segment
offense
of
for
the
the
show.
new
This
guy
week
calling
I'm
the
picking up a
shots.
three-leg
I got a
futures
question, but I'm
parlay
gonna
for
hold
the
up on that
NFL
question
for
until
you
after we
guys.
hear
Let's
from
get
Chef
right
Tone with our
into it.
newest
The first
segment.
leg, I got
Chef,
Joe
let's get it.
Burrow plus 4,000 passing yards on the season. We know with the weapons he has at his disposal, that number is more than obtainable for him. Now, secondly, we're going to go Malik Neighbors, plus 1,250 receiving yards on the season. This year, he's going to have a better quarterback play, so I see him hitting that number. Third leg, Ashton Genty, plus 1,250 rushing yards on the season. I know he's a rookie, but he's going into a Pete Carroll offense where they love to run the ball. So I see him hitting that number of plus 1,250 rushing yards on the season. So let's recap. We got Joe Burrow plus 4,000 yards on the season. Malik Neighbors plus 1,250 receiving yards on the season. Ashton Genty plus 1,250 rushing yards for the season. Right now on FanDuel, you're going to get a plus 741 odds on that. So hold that one for the season. You will eat real good at the end of the season.
All right, so here's my question. Do you want or prefer a backup quarterback in case the starter goes down, or to keep your starting quarterback honest? Because there's a difference. Like, whoever is the backup to Pat Mahomes, just enjoy life for the next 10 years. You're not playing. You're not playing. But you got a Kirk Cousins and a Michael Penix that, as of right now, Michael Penix is the starter, which means you gave a 9-figure deal, yes, 9-figure deal to a backup who is sitting cush, enjoying it. I don't know that he necessarily desires to actually get back out there. I mean, Kirk Cousins, he does have a heart. He's soft-spoken, but he does have a heart to play. So there's an instance where you drafted somebody to keep the starter honest, and look what happened. It actually prevailed. But there are other situations where you're the backup. I don't care that you don't have a backup. You're not seeing the field. So from the Lions standpoint, do you want a backup to challenge Jared Goff, or strictly knowing that you have one in the event something happens to Jared Goff?
You need one in the event that something happens to Jared Goff, right? I think a lot of NFL teams put way too much stock in, oh, you got to push the starter, right? Anybody that's played ball, we know what that backup is more so for. It's more so to give the defense and give our scout team solid looks in practice, so your team isn't practicing against a bum that can't give them good looks, right? So you just want a guy that is more serviceable during game to keep the ball rolling in the event that your guy goes down, because let's face it, you're not going to have a situation where you have two $20+ million QBs on your team. That just doesn't happen. And even with the Falcons, that's more so fool's gold, where y'all were idiots in drafting this guy at the number 8 spot after giving money away. I can't give the Falcons that type of credit when it's more so y'all just didn't trust Cousins when you drafted that guy. And you said, yes, we want a guy for the future. So for me, I think that was more so, yes, I understand drafting guys for the future, but if your premise is you're getting a guy to push if you have to get a guy to push your starter, then you don't have a starter.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. You don't have a legit bona fide starter if you believe you have to sign another guy with the hopes of making your starter fight for his spot. That means you have a complacent guy that isn't performing the way that he should. So you're bringing in another guy to give competition. So no, to me, again, what's the old saying? If you have a QB competition, you don't have a real true starting quarterback. That's the way it looks to me.
Well, I understand that, but I'm going to kind of go on the flip side a little bit on that
I got you.
because I think it's certain quarterbacks. You got your Burrows, you got your Mahomes, you got your Allens,
Yeah,
you got your Jackson. Whereas it doesn't really matter who you put behind them. They wouldn't be put. You can't push them unless you put
yeah,
one of them behind them. So those are the elite guys. I think those middle of the pack guys, like a Goff, sometimes you do need somebody young behind that quarterback, so that way he knows that he has to perform. He it puts a little bit more pressure on him. Not to say Goff is a bad quarterback, but with that added pressure, knowing that if I don't perform at a certain point, I do have a young guy behind me that can. So but when you have nothing behind you, it's like, okay, if I throw 5 interceptions, what they're gonna do? Put in Hendon Hooker? No, they're not. So it don't really matter. I could throw 2 games in a row. They're not gonna put them in. So I think sometimes those middle of the pack guys do need somebody with some good talent behind them to kind of push them a little bit. Like you said, with Mahomes and those guys, it doesn't matter who you put behind them. They can't push them because those are the elite. I don't think Goff is in that category.
I got you.
Here's my stance though. Here's where I want to take it. For me, it's an unpopular opinion, but if Jared Goff goes down, the Lions season is over.
That's
Absolutely.
Jared Goff goes down. It does not matter who you go out and get. It does not matter the caliber of the backup quarterback you go out and get. They are not going to get it done. This team is not going to look as well presented as they currently are. And that's the case for 98% of the league. And I sometimes I question if that's fully understood, right? What Brady did with Drew Bledsoe was iconic. But
yeah.
that's not the norm. A backup
Correct.
is not going to come in when a quarterback gets hurt and change the game. When Kurt Warner came in for Trent Green, like that's rare, right?
That's
When
fact.
Carson Wentz went
Yeah.
down and Nick Foles went and ran the table, like that's few and far in between where
Yeah.
that actually happens, where if the starter goes out, the backup is ready to come in and kill it. That doesn't happen because I use Cincinnati as the prime example. Since he went to the Super Bowl, right? The next year, he goes down, Joe Burrow goes down. Who comes in? Jake Browning. He has the same weapon. Still has T. Higgins, still has Jamar Chase, still has Joe Mixon, still has Tyler Eifert, still has Tyler Boyd, and yet they missed the playoffs. When you have the exact same offense, the quarterback just went down. So I personally don't care to put enough stock in the backup, unless, like you said, if you get hurt, my brain is not thinking
Yeah.
I need another quarterback.
Yeah.
My brain is thinking, let me do whatever I need to do to curate a set tempo for the offense to still make things happen. Now, the example I'll use is when my Spartans did it against Ohio State the year we went to the playoffs, where Connor Cook got hurt. They went between Messiah DeWeaver and Tyler O'Connor and Damian Terry. They just kept ciphering
Yeah.
through them against Ohio State, and we won that game. It was like 17-30. It was a super low game, and we won with Geiger hitting the field goal and doing that stupid celebration down the middle of the field because D'Antonio knew I can't have one guy come in here and do what Connor Cook did. I have to
Yep.
orchestrate some type of system, and I think that's what will help if Johnny Morton truly feels if Jared Goff were to ever go down, fingers crossed, I don't want to put in Hendon Hooker. Cool. Whatever you got to do to change the dynamic of that offense so that you guys can still feel as if you're presentable, do it. But I don't like the impression that we put so much emphasis on the backup quarterback. In my
Right.
mind, there are 3 times where I've seen it throughout the Super Bowl era where the backup came in and killed it. Aside from that, I'm just not ever going to put that much stock in the backup because like I agree full Holly. I understand the mindset of you do need a healthy challenge because we saw that with Stafford where he threw 4 picks. Caldwell pulled him, put in who Kellen Moore, Darren Orlovsky, one of them. They
Yep.
threw 2 picks in the third quarter. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you tried to call his bluff and it didn't work. So I understand wanting to have the next guy up or the next guy ready, but ultimately I just don't believe there's much stock in that. I'm cool with Drake May and Josh Dobbs being second, understanding if Drake May goes down, we're done.
Well, the thing is, I think if your starting quarterback goes down for the season, just about every team is done in the NFL. But it's just like, what about that one game or that 2 games? Can he beat a bad team or just an average team? Can he hold serve one game? Or if we up 21, can he come in? We up 21 at halftime. Can he come in and hold a 21-point lead? Can he do that?
Mhm.
So, every quarterback, no quarterback we got on our team, I'm not confident in them doing that. So, sometimes that's a good thing to have too. Just like I could just come in and not
Football
blow
is.
this.
It's a new season.
See, we're in there, and right now, I don't think we
Another
have
game
that.
within the game. Week 1,
That
we
makes
got a
sense.
good
I'm with
matchup.
that.
I'm going in
We're
the
going to get to our
trenches.
last
We got
segment in a
the
second, but
Cowboys
before we do,
versus
we're
the
going to
Eagles.
turn over to
Matchup, the
JR.
Rodgers,
He
Michael
has a
Parsons
key matchup
versus
that
Lane
he's looking
Johnson.
forward
You
to.
got
in
Lane
week 1.
Johnson
Let's take a
finished
look.
last year as arguably the best right tackle in the league last year. Finished with a 94% pass block win rate, 0 sacks allowed, and 267 pass block snaps, and only 3 QB hurries allowed last year. The Eagles, you know what they're going to come out and do, that balanced run attack, some zones, some gap schemes. But Michael Parsons on the other end, he looking to try to get home. Last year, not much success. He finished with 2 sacks against the Eagles in 2 games last season, but both of those sacks did not come on the right side of the line. They came on the left with a couple of stunts that they ran last year. But he still finished last year overall with a 25% pass rush win rate, which was 2nd overall in the league. A lot of the work that Micah's gonna do, it's not gonna show up on the stat sheet. Can he push that pocket in? Can he force Saquon to cut it back in, not trying to get outside? Can he force a couple of hurries? Can he make a little havoc on that side? But last year, Lane Johnson pretty much owned him last year. So for me, I'm looking to see that matchup. Lane Johnson, Michael Parsons, week 1. Look in the trenches, man. Let's go.
I appreciate that matchup. Yo, I'm telling y'all that these matchups, I can't emphasize how important it is for you to actually study the game within the game. I'm telling you, please take your time and study the game within the game. It makes it more fun to watch. So right before we get up out of here, we got a couple minutes left. I just wanted to get your guys' takes on what's a team that you are looking forward to seeing, I guess I'll say bounce back from some serious adversity. Unfortunately, the league is just played ridiculously fast now, and ligaments are tearing much more faster than they are. They say 2 out of 3 athletes over the age of 25 tear their ACL at some point in time throughout their life. And that's abysmal. That's 66% or more, and it's steadily climbing. And so we've seen Laramie Tunsil and CJ Gardner, and it's y'all literally got traded for each other, and y'all both went out with an injury. These ACLs, and I know Laramie Tunsil wasn't an ACL, I don't believe, but just knowing that these ligaments are not what they used to be. So right now I'm looking at Houston, and I'm still not counting them out. Indy doesn't know what they're doing. They had so much hope in Anthony Richardson. He made a bad decision by not calling out the smoke, which is, there was an extra blitzer coming off the line, and he just ate it. He ate it so bad, which is what caused him to injure his finger. I saw, I think it was Chase Daniel. Somebody made a clip, and I agreed. I was like, yeah, that's on the QB. You have to be able to spot that before you hype the ball, make your reads, make your adjustments. The line shifted left. Okay, he's on the right side. He's coming free. The running back just had a press and release, so that wasn't on the running back. It wasn't on the line. But with all of these injuries happening, man, I'm looking at Houston and saying, I know Tank Dell's out. I know y'all lost Diggs. I know Joe Mixon is out. I know Nick Chubb is coming fresh off of season-ending injury. But I'm still looking at Houston saying, yo, CJ Stroud, D'Amico's Ryan, I need y'all to figure it out. This is your division right now. Tennessee is going through a turnover. Jacksonville, Travis Hunter can only do so much. I do feel they're going to burn that boy out his first year. There's only so much you can do at one position, let alone trying to play 2 as a rookie. They are going to burn you dry, and I hope I'm proven wrong, but I think that's what's going to happen. So I still think it's Houston's title to lose. I got Houston. I had them before the season. I'm not changing it now. I got Houston coming out the AFC South with a good 11-6, probably 10-7 at absolute worst, just because they have to play those other 2 teams twice. So I can see them going 5-1 in the division. So you win 5 games in the division. I just need you to win 5 more. Out of the next 12 games, just win me 5. You can go under 500 and still be a decent team. But out of all the teams you've been seeing, man, with the adversity or with the injuries, who y'all got? JR, who you looking forward to watching this year?
I'm about to get killed for it, but this is the year Lamar Jackson gets it done, baby. Take it down, dog.
Man.
Take it down. This is the year, man. This is the year. My dog
Really?
gonna get it done. This is the year, dog. No, all jokes aside, though, I do think that this Baltimore Ravens team has added some key pieces, bro, that it really makes it tough for me to look at this team and say, all right, this has to be your moment. This has to be your year. You know what I mean? You add in DeAndre Hopkins. While yes, it's not a big splash move, it's still a stretch guy that can be productive in this offense for Lamar. That defense, add in Jair Alexander to the cornerback room, a cornerback room that already is stacked in itself. Secondary that's already stacked in itself. You've solidified that even more. You added John Jenkins on the defensive line to bolster up some additional help on that interior, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm looking at this and I'm just looking at it like you re-signed Ronnie Stanley.
Yeah.
Stanley,
And
you
Rashad
re-signed
Bateman.
him for a 3-year, $60 million deal. So Bateman is back again on a 3-year extension, bro. It's making it hard for me not to say it, but man, I think this is the year that the Ravens get it done, bro. I really do.
Who
Okay.
I listen, I know people don't really understand personnels the way we do. Like when we say
Yeah,
11 personnel or 12 personnel, how
yeah,
many running backs and tight ends are out there? As soon as you break the formation, you call them out. Bro, they can legit come out in 12 or 22 personnel with
yep,
two backs and two tight ends.
yep,
With Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and
yep,
Rashad Bateman and Zay
yep,
Flowers, bro. And
yep,
and I'm excluding D-Hop right now.
yep,
You can put him wherever you want to put him,
yeah,
and you can minimize his I don't want to say his potential, but you can minimize his risk injury by
yeah.
not putting so much on him. And don't get me started on that defense either. So you got them outright winning the AFC North.
I got them outright winning the AFC North, and I
I
got
know.
them
Don't
winning
say
the.
it. Don't you say it.
I,
Don't you say it.
I gotta say it now because if I don't say it now, they're gonna say I didn't say it. So I gotta say it now.
Go ahead. What you about to say?
I got them coming out the AFC,
I knew
dog.
he was gonna say
I got them coming out the AFC. Look, I'm itching while I'm saying it, dog.
Oh, you going out on the limb, but
clock
you
it.
gotta, hey, you gotta
Clock it.
do it. There you
Ravens
go.
coming out the AFC. Clock it. Bet. I'm not mad at that though, because that division, I listen, aside from Cleveland doing Cleveland things, that division is like, I know we give a lot of flack to Pitt because they've always just been a quarterback away. This is the year where they are literally just a quarterback away, but I'm still giving the edge to Baltimore. Tom, what about you, man? Who you looking to?
I'm actually looking at well, it's a couple players, but I'm gonna say Jacksonville. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah,
I feel like with Trevor Lawrence, he has Brian Thomas, he has a Travis Hunter as a really good receiver. He has all the weapons at his disposal now. He has a new coach. Their defense is, I mean, it's an average defense, but right now, like, I mean, they've been so up and down. I think this is the year make or break for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars to compete for that division. So that's what I'm looking to see. I know you brought up Travis Hunter and playing both sides of the ball. I'm definitely curious to see how that works. When I look at the depth chart, I seen they had him as a starting receiver, backup
Yeah.
corner. Me personally, I thought he would have been better as a starting corner, backup receiver, but
agreed.
we'll see how the preseason goes, and maybe they may change that. But I'm interested in seeing how that goes for Jacksonville because Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be a can't miss quarterback coming out of the draft, and I mean he's been more miss than make. So I want to see this year and see. And then that division is kind of up for grabs. I mean, Houston, like you said, they're going through some injuries, and they've been controlling division so far. Indianapolis, they don't even know who their quarterback is going to be.
Yeah, yeah,
And the other, I mean, you got Tennessee Titans, they got a rookie quarterback.
yeah.
So, you know, it's going to be some rookie growing pains there. So they definitely can compete for the division. So I'm interested to see how they play this year.
The growing pains for Tennessee is that they gave away AJ Brown, hoping that Trey Burks was him, and he's not.
Yeah, that pain is already grown.
He's gone. He's
man,
gone.
Yeah. That just hurt. Like Braves left at the right time. I appreciate you, Braves. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please do us a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe, put the word out. Football Heads is back. We are better than ever. We are putting as much content on as we can. Follow us on Instagram at Football Heads Podcast. Be on the lookout for these giveaways, man. We are in a very giving spirit. And y'all know the deal. We didn't say it last time, but all of them plays that Chef Tone cooking up, we are looking forward to them hitting because when they hit, we giving it away. Like that's not for us. We are gonna have our own stuff that we let you guys in on. But the ones that hit, we are giving that away. We're going to do the exact same process. We got it from a few of our guys that we're not going to mention until they sponsor us, but we got it from a few of the guys that are like, look, I just put 20 large on this. This 20 large about to turn to 1.5. If that 1.5 hit, I'm giving it away. So y'all comment, tag, share, to like do whatever y'all got to do to put the word out, because we are doing this for you guys. Anybody can talk football. We love the game. We appreciate the game. And we want y'all to know that we're not just doing it for ourselves. We can talk off camera however we desire. We wanted to bring a different flair that you just don't see, because you see a lot of opinionated segments where it's somebody over here, and a very beautiful woman in the middle. And unfortunately, somebody just made that the motto and they ran with it. And I'm not against it. I'm not trying to present a sexist or a patriarchal mindset by having me and my guys with me. I just wanted to present something different that we can all enjoy and not be so critical of one thing, saying, what do you think is better, this or this? Who do you think is win, this or this? Or, you know, my favorite question and my favorite, I'm being very sarcastic, it pisses me off when we watch two teams play. Did this team win or did this team lose? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The answer is yes. This team won because this team lost. This team lost because this team won. Let me lower my voice. I get so irritated when they do stuff like that. Like, bro, give both. Okay, anyway.
Don't do it, dog. We gonna be
I was for sure. I was about to go down that rabbit hole. Let me share this screen. Let me share this screen. All right, y'all. We about to go ahead and get going with this. I made sure to put everybody in. Y'all know the drill. Everybody that was already following. We had got the 49. The goal is to get the 50 show. Shout out to y'all that made it happen. We got the 49 literally right before we filmed this episode. So I was like, you know what? Everybody's name is going to be put on there twice. And then the people that commented, the two people that tagged 2 people, tagged 3 people, and said what type of jersey they wanted, things like that, I went ahead and add y'all a few more times too. So we're going to go ahead and click this, and we're going to see who wins. Winner, we're going to reach out to y'all. Gonna spend it that one good time. Good luck to whoever gonna win. I promise the person that's gonna win is gonna make it look like we biased. But y'all watching this live, so y'all know we ain't being biased. Who is about to get it? Don't be Devin. Don't be Devin. Cool bet. Don't be Will either. It's gonna be Will. They gonna think we rigged it. I promise we didn't wig it. Will. Instagram name I Got Lenses. Congratulations, my good brother. Congratulations, man. We are going to be reaching out to you. I am so frustrated right now because I know what they going to say, man. I know what the people going to say. Oh, I'm so sick of it. Had people putting in from Florida, from Cali, my people from the military in New York and all over the place. And of course, my homie from right up the street running. But y'all saw it. Y'all saw the wheel being spun. This ain't like the NBA draft where we just let Luka get traded and let them get the #1 pick for Cooper Flat. But anyway, this a football pod. We love y'all. It's been real. It's your boy T Smith, joined by my co-host JR and Chef Tom. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.